Man, that coffee is good. Gotta love it. All right, man. Let's see what's going on. See how many people we get up in here to talk about this courtside report. Because this is pretty wild. There's a bunch of new stuff that I definitely want to connect with everybody about. Let me go into the page so I can see when the homies get in. Let me let everybody in the Discord know that I'm live. Live. Man, Mike Wang is going in. May not be a valid option. Will not be a valid option for online games. Okay. Okay. That's good to know, man. Ton of stuff to review. I got the Courtside report, which we could go over as soon as folks start joining up in the stream. I'll pull up the Courtside report. Hella, man. Are you excited, man? Because that Courtside report was something. Hey, what up, Shane? What's good, man? Clamps, I see you, man. Thank you for holding down the Twitch channel, Shane, on YouTube. What up, Hoodlum Peterson? So yeah, man, let's get right into this Courtside report and talk about everything that's going on. I don't know if you guys read the Courtside report just yet, but man, talk about some new features. 2K, I know, is good at like selling the game prior to release, and then they dip off on you halfway through the year and you don't hear nothing from them for quite a while. But it looks like they're trying to address a lot of the issues, and I think 2K has been good on that over the last, I don't know if you guys agree, but it feels like 2K has been good with that over the last year or two on trying to address like the community concerns versus just implementing new features without community feedback. So I think it's pretty dope. The upgraded Pro Stick, I dropped a video on this. I don't know what y'all think about it. I'll go with the comments if you guys just want to leave your comments, what you're curious about. Then I could scroll to that particular portion of the Courtside report and we could just review it. But flex on the rim, I thought was really interesting. I don't know why they implemented this, but what up, Celestial J? I don't know why they implemented this stuff, but I thought it was interesting. For dunking, the meter skill dunks from NBA 2K22, ability to force difficult dunks in traffic with a time shot meter return. So the skill dunk meter is definitely coming back. What's that? BTS Gaming, what up, man? Appreciate you being here. So you're still gonna have the dunk meter, and there's some different things with the new gesture controls, which I'll explain. We could elaborate some more. But it says, but the new commands allow us to expand the dunking controls to let you dunk exactly how you want without accidentally firing off a skill dunk you weren't expecting. How this is gonna translate, y'all? You gotta, man. I mean, if we just look at this stuff, it seems weird, and everything takes a little adjusting. I'm sure we know that, but it says when driving to the basket with sprint trigger held, the new Pro Stick control map for dunks is as follows. So the way it used to be, you press up, you get a two-hand dunk. What up, Coins? What up, man? No cap. What's good? Your right, if you press toward the right while holding R2 or your sprint button, you'll get the strong hand dunk. Left will give you the weak hand dunk. Down will give you a rim hang. But how about up, up? Like, can you imagine? I don't know. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, NBA 2K23 news. With all the changes, I have a feeling people are going to be mad. As always, right, Joshua? And then what does 2K do when people get mad? They make changes. But how are we supposed to incorporate the up feature? What up, Big Ticket Gaming? What up, man? How do we incorporate the up for a flashy two-hand dunk? Or the down up for a flashy one-hand dunk, or the up down for a normal skill dunk with meter, down for a rim hand skill dunk. Do you? Somebody said people are mad at the Mortal Kombat controls for dunking. You're talking about trying to get a fatality out there. Doug Sargent said, I see a lot of new badge names, but they do the same thing as badges from previous 2K. Say it again, Doug Sargent. I wish they would stop the cap and just say they reworked a few things instead of calling it new. Big facts. What up to you too, Doug Sargent? But big facts. I mentioned this in a couple of the videos that I uploaded today. 2K, this is their normal routine tactic. Damn near every release, they've been doing this for years. They would even reach back a couple years. Like they would even go back a couple years and pull something from a couple years ago. So what up, Ryzon? What's good, man? Zanny, what up, man? But yeah, how do you think that's gonna work out with the skill dunks and pressing down up on your drive, or up down on your drive to dunk? I think it's definitely gonna take some getting used to. Hot take: NBA 2K23 is the best 2K. I hope so, Stacy Green. I hope so. You notice with the new map, you now have control over rim hangs, and this is for next gen only. We've taken that control to an all new level with physics-based simulated rim hangs. I don't know why 2K wasted their time. Blessings upon blessings. What up, Rome? Shred, what up? Why did they incorporate? I love the idea of rim hangs. I like that. But you wonder what 2K is working on, because I don't think anybody asked about rim hangs. I don't think anybody wondered or what a big heck or thought about it. Oh yeah, by the way, Rome just posted the Discord link. If you guys are interested in joining our Discord, over 20,000 members. If you need players to run with in NBA 2K22 in preparation for NBA 2K23, join the Discord. The link is right there. Rome just posted it if you're watching on YouTube. So let me explain about these rim hangs. We got the video right here. I'll showcase it just so you guys can see what they're talking about. You could stay hanging on the rim until you let go, and I'll explain it here. You'll hang indefinitely as long as you keep the trigger held, and you can use the left stick to adjust the momentum of your swinging body and the right stick to pull yourself up on the rim. This is all done through physical simulation as opposed to canned animations. It looks and feels amazing. It's one of the most fun things to do in the city, and it's only available on next gen. So that's what that is there. I don't know how you guys feel about that. It's kind of suspect to me. You know, when 2K has, in my opinion, when 2K has so many issues, and you're like, at least in my opinion, I feel like they're so close to getting it right, and then you see something incorporated like rim hangs, and then you think about how they disappeared for the I might hoop. I'm not sure. I'm kind of exhausted today, but I might consider hooping. But then you think about like they disappeared in NBA 2K22, right? So we had like what 4-month hibernation from the devs or communication with the devs, and then they introduced something like rim hangs. You're like, what? Come on, you could have still connected with us in NBA 2K22, and you would have found out more information to make NBA 2K23 better. So, I just, what's the purpose of hanging around for that long? And you'll still get a technical. So, I think they mentioned that here. Don't hang too long. Let me see. They mentioned it here. Oh, yes, but watch out for text if you hang too long in NBA games. Maybe you could hang longer in outside NBA games. Pizza, appreciate the follow. Thank you, man. Yeah, I need a demo too. I ain't even gonna front. I need a demo. But finesse your way to the rack. For slashers who want to finish with a little more finesse, double throw gestures. Now, this is interesting. I dropped a video on this. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the new gesture controls, which will scroll up. So you guys can understand this because they make reference to gesture controls quite often throughout this report. So if you understand gesture controls, then it'll make sense. And this is kind of complicated in the beginning, but as soon as you understand it, then it's like, okay, I know what they want from me. But just to break down the Pro Stick and gesture controls, it says the most obvious upgrade is the addition of the new gesture combos to the Pro Stick. Internally, we refer to the new mechanics as double throws. And double throws just means that you're going to flick the stick. You're going to flick your right stick in one direction. You flick it to the right, then let it come back to the center, and then flick it to the right again in the same direction. Flick it to the right again, and that will be considered a double throw. And what they mean by that is double throw the stick in one direction. You're gonna do it one direction, boom, and then click it back to the same direction. And then you got switchbacks, which is flicking the right stick in one direction. So you flick it to the right, then let it center, come back to the center, and then flick it to the left. What up, P-Dub? What up, man? Cuba, what's good? So that's switchbacks. You flick it the opposite direction on the second. As soon as it comes back to the center, flick it the opposite direction. So that's the gestures. And then they talk about how you could use that to finesse your way to the rack in your finishing. So this is hella interesting in my opinion. It says, for slashers who want to finish with a little more finesse, a double throw gesture, or it says double throw gestures, are used for hop step layups, while switchback gestures are used for Euro step and cradle layups. So to help break that down, if you guys don't understand what that means, if you want to say do a hop step, right? On your way to the rack, this is hella interesting. On your way to the rack, you're going to have to flick the right stick in one direction, let it come back to the center, and then flick it in the same direction to get a hop step. If you want to get a Euro animation, you flick your right stick to the right and then flick it to, after it comes back to the center, flick it to the left, and that'll give you, which is the opposite direction, and that'll give you like a Euro step or a cradle type of layup animation. It's not as difficult as it sounds because I somewhat do that already, but you know, what up, Cree Harv? Hey, P-Dub with the $5 super chat. Let me make sure. I don't think I have my alerts on this react. Sorry, I don't have my alerts on this reaction. Yeah, I don't have it on here. I should have set that up before. But I appreciate you, P-Dub. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. But yeah, that's how you could use these new gesture controls on your pro stick in reference to finishing. So for the bigger and stronger players, you experience a lot of new contact layup content that properly shows what should happen when players like Giannis plow through everyone in their path. Now, they're talking about this. These are great, especially for small guards who want a quick. Okay. This is why they got this video. Booker scoop layup. Okay, so this is a scoop layup animation. Let me scroll up a little bit so you guys can see it full. That's the scoop layup that they're talking about there. It's a different type of animation, and that's good to see. I ain't gonna front. It's good to see a scoop layup animation like that with contact. What up, Spies? What's going on? Chosen out there. Yes, 23 gonna be fire. It does sound fire. I ain't even gonna front. 111 in the chat. Appreciate y'all being here. And we're gonna drop a ton more content, y'all. I'm gonna cover everything in detail in case I go through this live stream and you're unable to get it, or I'm unable to address some of your questions. I'll definitely drop videos on every single topic in reference to this Courtside report and all the new additions to 2K23. They said they've added several new layup packages. And let me see if I could highlight this here. Several new layup packages for both next gen and current gen. That includes Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, Allen Iverson, Magic Johnson, Jokic, Zach LaVine, John Morant, Sue Bird, and Diana Taurasi. So, and it says, and more. Also for post players, and they see how they kind of just say double throws here. Those are the gesture controls that they talked about in the beginning. So for post players, double throws can be used for post drop steps and hop steps. So you're going to flick your right stick in one direction, let it center, and then flick it in the same direction, which is considered a double throw. And that'll create like a drop step or a hop shot. So switchback gestures will give you shimmy shots and hooks. It seems like there could be much more control. You got your hands on a Series X. That's what's up. Welcome to Next Gen, man. Appreciate the follow, man. You guys on Twitch are going crazy, man. I appreciate y'all. So let's talk about the dribbling, because a lot of people, scoop layup is gonna get sent to the bleachers in the rec. I kind of feel that way too, Sharif. It depends how much they actually reworked the interior defense, which they didn't touch much base on, but we'll try and get through this whole courtside report in this live stream. And I'll address any of your questions. Just feel free to ask them. You put a space between exclamation and Discord, chosen. Badge is probably the highlight of the report. Yeah, they are, like the homie said in the beginning, they didn't do much changes to the badges in the sense that it's something we've already experienced, but they did introduce badge tiers. And I'll break down the badge tiers in just a minute. But dribbling in NBA 2K23 has taken on, well, the saying NBA 2K has taken on a life of its own and has become sort of a game within a game. Ball handlers are gonna enjoy comboing up in NBA 2K23 and this hella interesting, y'all. And I hope if you've been missing this portion of it, hopefully this will make some sense. As the new gesture combos give you even more options for your arsenal. Switchback gestures, which is flick it toward one way, then let it center and flick it toward the other way. Switchback gestures will now perform dedicated signature double cross and hezi cross combo moves that you can assign as part of your moving crossover signature package, which has grown from 15 options to now is 28 options. So keep that in mind, y'all. One of my favorite things is we buy animations. Yes, shout out to Heck for saying that. Now when you purchase your animations on one player, they're account based. So being that they're account based, when you purchase animations on one player, they will be for every single player that you have on that account. No longer do you have to create one player. You create a guard type of build, slasher, and then you create a shooter. You still have those animations available, and you don't have to pay for them again. So that's hella interesting. Learning this is what I thought was interesting as well. Let me put this up here. Let me see if I don't want to. This is here. Learning the speed of your stick throws, and that means just flicks. They should just refer to it as flicks. But learning the speed of your stick throws and the timing of your signature animations is especially important now. So if you hold it too long, or if you don't flick it the opposite way, people have different timing. You'll get different animations. So you got to keep that in mind. Yeah, but the requirements for animations are crazy. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that I had a little thing there. Until what age do you think it's time to give up the game? I don't think there's an age limit on 2K. Does anybody know of an age limit on 2K? I think the creators of the game are fairly old and all the devs are old. So I don't think they put age restrictions on the game. Yeah, so I think you could play until you're 80 and if it makes you happy, you play. That's what most people feel, I think, especially with gaming. Gaming is great like that. There's no age restrictions. You can change your player's normal signature size up by rocking the pro stick back and forth rhythmically. Rapid double throws will give you an aforementioned new combos. And flicking the pro stick back and forth repeatedly will give you a whole different set of animations called signature combos that look incredible. It looks like 2K is giving you, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm hearing. And you let me know. Moo Hustle, it does look good. Never break character, fam. Never break character. Salute to you. Yeah, so, it looks like 2K is having you on your controller. So this is how 2K finesses. I'm gonna tell you how 2K finesses. And this is in reference to this last joint I just explained right here. Let me get this here. Let me highlight this so you guys know what I'm reading. This is how 2K finesses us, y'all. You can change your player's normal signature size up by rocking the pro stick back and forth rhythmically. Rapid double throws will give you an aforementioned new combos, and flicking pro stick back and forth repeatedly will give you a whole different set of animations called signature combos that look incredible. This is the usual thing, man. Hopefully, I know a lot of y'all don't normally speak 2K language, but I've been doing this for quite a few years already. So when you speak 2K language, you get to know, you get to feel it. You get what I'm saying? Like you get to understand it. So 2K language in itself is saying here that they're going to make you do one type of like specific control on your controller. And then you're gonna get the same animations that 2K has had in the game. So you get what I'm saying? 2K makes you do a different action, so it seems they could introduce it as something new. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, 2K is way too stressful now. It's not, it's not that, it's not that stressful. It's not fun no more. I get it, man. Sometimes, if you play with the right people, you can always have fun on 2K. Pill Cosby, appreciate you, bro, keeping us updated. Big ups to you too, Pill Cosby. I'll definitely keep the grind up, man. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate your support. Big Heck said I'm 62 and he be beasting. So, Big Heck is 62 years old and he be beasting out there. Shout out to Big Heck, 62 years and running. Another major dribbling change is the introduction of attacking size ups. Can anybody in the stream tell me what the hell is attacking size up? Like, I'm not saying, it's rhetorical. What I'm trying to get at here is that we've had this already, but they reintroduce it as something new called attacking size up. One of the things we wanted to improve with dribbling in NBA 2K was that while the size up moves look cool, they weren't very useful, which nobody used the size up combos. The new attacking size up provide a lot more side to side movement and are much better at forcing the defense to drop and shift, allowing you to bait them one way and then attack the other. Something all great ball handlers want to do in real life. Now that we just read that, I want to scroll down to what they said about on-ball defense real quick, and we'll come back up. Because they just said, let's reference this right, y'all. Let's reference this right. Did I read that right? Did I miss it? I don't want to lose track. Flicking the process will give you different animations. Oh yeah, here we go. All right. The new attacking size ups provide a lot more side to side movement and are much better at forcing the defense to drop and shift. So now that y'all saw me read that, right? Now let's go to onboard defense. Because I really try to break this stuff down. Great defenders anticipate where the ball is. All right, here we go. For the floor game, onboard defense movement and body ups received a major refresh with new content that more accurately depicts today's one-on-one player interactions. You also notice a new indicator on the ball handler when in guarding position. This is the new defensive shading mechanic. Don't let me lose you here. Stay with me, y'all. The 3 bars on the indicator represent 3 zones. You're going to have 3 bars on the indicator, and they represent 3 zones of on-ball defense. Straight up, shade left, or shade right. The zone the defender is in is shown in red. So if you're dribbling, because remember, it's on the ball handler. So it says you'll also notice a new indicator on the ball handler. So you'll have straight up, shade left, shade right. 3 separate zones. If the defender is toward the left, then that'll turn red. If the defender's toward the right, then that'll be red on the right. If he's in the middle, he's straight up. The zone the defender is in is shown in red. If the ball handler attempts to attack a red lane, they'll get cut off, lose their dribble, and fumble the ball. So, when I'm reading this stuff, I'm like, this is a great idea. 2K has tried this in the past. Again, something they're introducing as something new, but all they really did was incorporate the meter to show red. What has happened in the past, if you guys are unfamiliar, what has happened in the past is that meter was delayed. So you didn't get, it wasn't accurate. In other words, you're getting a bump animation before even seeing that the meter was red. And if we all know 2K, in my opinion, I feel like we're going to experience very much of the same. And this is what happens when, shout out to the young homie, the young dude who said something about being too old to play. This is what happens when veterans are in the game. Veterans is playing the game for so long. We could tell you some of the things that were already in the game. 2K, True, what up, True? 2K already had incorporated this in the game, but they failed. They're attempting to reincorporate it, although we do have a new console that maybe it'll work with this console, or maybe it was the older consoles that couldn't handle this. Maybe that could be possible, but They tried it in the past. It didn't work. They're trying it again. Maybe it's reworked, and maybe it'll work this time. Perimeter defense will not be able to counter all these changing to dribbling. I'll still make a lockdown though. Facts. Can't go wrong with a lockdown. It says here, and this is pretty interesting. Are we getting? Yeah, we're getting into adrenaline. All right, adrenaline boost. While it's fun to clown your opponents with a flurry of flashy dribbles, we don't want to encourage players to dribble the entire shot clock out. Now, come on, y'all. I know some of y'all have at least played 2K for more than 2 years. This is every year now running that 2K, especially since they introduced courtside reports, that they say something about excessive dribbling. And I'm going to showcase exactly what they're referring to about how your player should look when the stamina bar goes low. But I'm going to continue to read on so you guys can see it. While it's fun to clown your opponents with a flurry of flashy dribbles, we don't want to encourage players to dribble the entire shot clock out while their teammates fall asleep. A lot of y'all, I know a lot of y'all in the chat are guilty of that. Hella dribblers and go nowhere. They're going nowhere fast. But energy will deplete much quicker when spamming too many moves together. So it's important to be efficient and not play with your food too long. There's a long list of size ups to learn on paper, but they're all very simple and feel natural in practice. And they say jump into 2KU. But he showcased the Steph Curry dribble. It doesn't even look like anything new, but they're also going to showcase what excessive dribbling looks like. So yeah, they definitely like to rinse. What up, SP? They like to rinse and repeat. The Bearded Lord. I want to start streaming on 23. What all tools I need to get started? Well, you can hit me up on Discord. I'll help you out with that. Adrenaline boost. So they're talking about adrenaline boost, and this is an indicators on your stamina bar or under your stamina bar. Another new feature to prevent over dribbling is the concept of adrenaline boost. There are 3 available boosts per player, and this is what I was thinking. Thank you, Stretch Pig. Facts. Gatorade. This only matters if you don't use Gatorade, and I'm glad you brought that up. What up, Dirk? What I really want to do is encourage people to buy more Gatorade. Now, hold on a second. Now that y'all mentioning Gatorade, I thought this was interesting, and y'all stay with me on this. Y'all stay with me on this for just a second, because they made it a point to introduce adrenaline boosts, and there's 3 separate things. It says there are 3 available boosts per player per possession, shown as 3 small bars under the stamina bar. Now, I think like my first instinct was to see if 2K lost their contract with Gatorade. That was my first thought. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, hell nah. Where did he get that from? They're introducing it as adrenaline boost. We've had 3 separate options for purchasing Gatorade in the past. So it was always 3 options for Gatorade. They're targeting it as adrenaline boost. That could mean that they're gonna reconfigure the idea of what Gatorade did, call it adrenaline boost instead of Gatorade. I was surprised that they didn't say like, how do you get those 3 bars to fill up? Is it just an automatic thing, or it has to do with Gatorade, or something that's different from Gatorade, that they lose their contract with Gatorade? It was just a thought, a theory. I thought I'd connect with you guys about it, but they didn't mention Gatorade. Boosts are consumed every time you perform a hard go or explosive sprint launch. Let me just play this off, and we'll show you guys what it looks like. And you're gonna see his stamina bar just deplete, and then he slows down. Yeah, he slows down kind of tremendously there. You're not over noticeable, but he did slow down, and it kind of shows you. It kind of shows you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he had about 11 or 12 dribbles before he started blinking red. So, just something to keep in mind. Boosts are consumed every time you perform a hard goal or explosive sprint launch. Once your 3 boosts are gone, you'll notice that your speed and acceleration decrease significantly. Now, 2K is good at this, y'all, in my opinion. 2K is good at this. That I'm curious about Gym Rat as well. I ain't gonna front. But 2K is good at telling you that this is something that's gonna be effectively used in NBA 2K23 because they know they've had issue with people excessively dribbling for years now. So in my opinion, they don't factor in what badges are going to help you. So, for instance, we all know what handles for days. I made a ton of videos on this for NBA 2K22. When you equipped handles for days on Hall of Fame, it pretty much negated the whole idea of suffering, suffering for excessively dribbling. You were able to dribble like an insane amount of times before you had to worry about, your shot being affected. That was at least my experience on 2K22. I made a ton of videos on the handles for days badge. So, when we're talking about excessive dribbling, what does it mean with the badge? Are you going to be able to still dribble excessively if you have handles for days on Hall of Fame? You feel what I'm saying? So, things to consider. Zidane Dara, man. Zidane Dara. Off subject. Y'all go sub. Yes, please sub up. But appreciate y'all being here, man. 150 in the chat. So it goes on to say, let me continue on. Once your 3 boosts are gone, you notice that your speed and acceleration decrease significantly for the remainder of the possession. As with dribble combos, it's important to play smart basketball and be efficient with your movement rather than zigzagging back and forth aimlessly trying to get around the defense. Shooting is hella interesting this year. I ain't even gonna front. I was hella interested with what I heard about shooting. Let me take a sip of this coffee. I mean, this Courtside report was long. There was a ton of information in it, and I'm happy to go through this with y'all. So, yeah, no sniper, man. That means you ain't gonna be able to shoot this year, Don. That's facts, yeah. Yeah, sniper made shooters, man, gone out the game, and that's probably me. I'm probably a big, so I'm making an inside player. I'm definitely gonna make an inside player. Don. This is the beginning of 2K making a comeback. I'd love to see it, Log Gaming. I'd love to see it. It says here, shooting also gets some nice upgrades in NBA 2K23. All right, so in NBA 2K22, it says success from the outside was heavily weighted toward coverage. If you can get an open look, you can balance out poor ratings and inaccurate timing. This year, we wanted a more authentic shooting model that captures the essence of great NBA shooters' capabilities. The first major change is the addition of shooting attributes. Since the inception of signature jump shots in 2K basketball, animations have been more or less aesthetic but functionally the same. This year, each signature jump shot has unique shooting stats that help determine its effectiveness. So in other words, if you guys don't know, in other words, this is all cap. You could like totally delete that whole paragraph because that's 2K finesse. If you guys don't know, that's all 2K finesse. Testo Max is silly. Let me refresh the chat real quick because I had to keep I might miss some comments while it's refreshing there. So this whole paragraph is all cap. Because man, they are really, I mean, you guys should feel insulted. I ain't even gonna front. You should feel insulted that 2K would try to finesse you so blatantly in your grill. Like they just really trying to finesse you. Like if you don't understand 2K, I'll read it once more. They labeling it the first major change is the addition of shooting attributes. It makes me want to hit some. I ain't even gonna front. Like this is where you need a bag. Like you need a punching bag or something to be like, damn, 2K, you're lying again. Stop it. But let me read it off once again and highlight it because I'm gonna blow your mind right now. The first major change is the addition of shooting attributes. Since the inception of signature jump shots in 2K, basketball animations have been more or less aesthetically functionally the same. This year, each signature jump shot has unique shooting stats that help determine its effectiveness. And that hella irks me. Because it's been like this for years. 2K Labs would not exist. 2K Labs would not exist if each jump shot didn't have specific shooting attributes. The only thing they did was tie animations to those specific attributes, but they're labeling those shooting attributes as a first major change and addition, the first major addition of shooting attributes. What up, Grayson? What's good, Edwin? What up, y'all? But you just got to understand the finesse. I could help break down the finesse because I've been around for a long time. But this is interesting. I'm even going to front. There are some interesting aspects about this, and they did try to at least give you some visual cues to understand these changes a little bit differently. Shot speed, how quickly the shot gets to its ideal release point. Again, 2K Labs would not exist right now if this wasn't already in the game. 2K Labs figured this out. 2K Labs had you, learning about jump shot speeds and release points, and that was 2K Labs. 2K, don't try to take ownership of that. Give credit where credit is due. Give it to 2K Labs. Give it to them. Because they've been new this, and they've been putting us on game, in my opinion. Release height. How high the shot is released. Again, 2K Labs. Defensive immunity. Again, 2K Labs. How effective the shot is against defensive contests. Timing impact. Adjust shot windows to reward good timing at the cost of an increased penalty for bad timing. Well, am I misreading that? Am I tripping? I'm not misreading. What up, Haslam? I'm not misreading that, right? Because I think we're on the same page here. They definitely, right, Heck? I'm not tripping, right, Heck? I'm not tripping. They took that right from 2K Labs and tried to take ownership instead of giving credit where credit is due. But I get it. They're 2K. They're larger than life. They're a monopoly. They don't need to give 2K Labs their credit. I get it, but that's what 2K's been doing. I'm not trying to hate on 2K. I'm happy about this Courtside report. I'm just trying to show you guys the finesse so we know what we're getting into when we get 2K23. Don't get your hopes super high. I'm hoping to see a good jump from 2K22, but nah, 2K Labs don't work for 2K. Nah, 2K. Nah, Justo looks about right to me. Thank you, Clyde. I appreciate that, y'all. We're also adding a huge number of shot animations to choose from. Over double the amount of any previous version of 2K. Please, y'all, please remember that I'm reading this portion to y'all right here. Because if they don't add, best and believe here on this channel at All City Live TV, I will be reviewing when 2K23 comes out. We will be going back to this first Courtside report, just like I did in NBA 2K22, and referencing if they actually incorporated these things into the game. We're also adding a huge number of shot animations to choose from, over double the amount of any previous version of 2K. So we should see double the amount shooting animations. And they're much more accurate to each player's real-life jumper. For my players, shot animations will be gated by shooting ratings. So you'll have to play around with all the options to figure out what works best for your skill set and play style. So that was interesting. Community 6 shot selection with that. And they try to show this, and this is the finesse. This is part of the finesse, man. This is part of the finesse. Shot meters and feedback. Look at the video they show us. And I was looking at this video when I was reviewing the Courtside report, and I'm like, what are we looking at? They're showing the arcs. So they're showing the arcs here. So, and the shot meters. So there are also 5 new shot meters to choose from, with 15 more that could be unlocked through seasons over the coming year. Some big, some small, some above the head, some to the side, and some below the shooter. So that's interesting. New shot meters are going to be all over the place, to the side, above the head, underneath your player. Interesting stuff. Each meter completely fills to the end, which is your ideal release point, then empties on the lay side, a la 2K17 through 2K20. It was a long day for me. Please excuse me if I'm misreading some of this stuff. The new shot meter options were common asks from the 2K community, so we're sure everyone will find an option they like and then some. So a bunch of new shot meters for all you folks who complain about shot meters and, things like this. What up, Mac Too Much? What's good? So what up, Amir? What's good? Not using any of them trash meters. Yeah, why introduce 20 meters Like, if that doesn't show a disconnect between 2K and the community, I don't know what does. We're in a community where, like, tell me if I'm wrong about this, a good 90% of players, I could be mistaken about that number, but it seems to me like a good 90% of at least competitive players, at the very least, do not use a shot meter. Am I wrong about that? Am I tripping? So what does 2K answer with? So we'll give you, what does it say? We'll give you 5 new shot meters, and then we'll add 15 more that you could unlock through your seasons. So right away, you know off rip, seasons are going to have rewards, shot meters. But if 2K was connected to the community, they would know they could do away with shot meters for all 2K players care. At least competitive 2K players care. So, like, what is going on here? But anyway, I'm not, again, this is not to hate 2K. I appreciate the efforts. I just wish they were more connected. If they didn't take 6 months off every year, like, if they just would establish a dedicated person to the 2K community, we wouldn't have these type of changes. They wouldn't invest their time and lack the connection between the community. They would have more time, one way or another, more time to make a better game or more time to address the community and find out our concerns. It says you also notice subtle change to how shot feedback works this year. This is interesting, y'all. This is interesting. Peep this. You'll notice a subtle change to how shot feedback works this year. And I think this is interesting for all players to know. What up, Snippy Lock? Or Snippy Loke? We use shot arcs to help indicate whether you're early, late, or on time. If you shoot an early shot, you're going to have a high arc. If you shoot a late shot, you're going to have a flat arc. And if you shoot an on-time shot, then you'll have an ideal arc. The reason why I'm saying this to y'all is because when it comes to rebounding, there's a specific place you need to be as a rebounder, and you normally could tell what place you need to be, and now you have a better understanding where you need to be, because early shots normally hit the rim and bounce a particular direction. Late shots do the same. They hit the rim and bounce a particular direction. So with 2K releasing this information as a rebounder, you'll have a better idea on where you need to be in position to get them boards. So I think that's a good addition for us to know. Just in case you didn't understand that concept for rebounding. So by paying attention, you can easily tell right away if your release is off. And that goes for shooters as well. You'll know right away if your release is off, if you have a high, late, or ideal arc. High, flat, or ideal arc. The shot, this is interesting as well. Tell me what y'all think about this, y'all. I know a lot of people probably not gonna like this. But it says also, with shot feedback enabled, we're delaying the timing/coverage overlay and green release animations from coming up until the ball hits the basket. Do I need to read that again? Do I need to read that again? Should I highlight it? Should I highlight it? Man, hold on a second. Hold on a second, because I know y'all probably don't. Do I need to read that again? With shot feedback enabled, we're delaying the timing/coverage overlay and green release animations from coming up until the ball hits the basket. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's going to be hella different. Do you understand what it means? Like when you're playing 2K now, like nowadays, and your homie or like somebody shouts out green, I like me, you can't let me shoot a green. I shoot a green. I think everybody in my neighborhood knows. Like everybody in the neighborhood knows, let alone everybody who's in the live stream. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood knows that I just shot a green. So what I mean to say is when I shout out green, that means my team, they don't need to continue like trying to get the board. They could get back on defense, things like this. If it's green, you could hustle back. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, there you go, Terrence Williamson. There you go. Yeah, so what they're trying to eliminate is that they're trying to eliminate the idea of just getting back because someone shot a green, because the feedback is so instant that now is going to be delayed, you got to wait. That means you got to keep playing. You got to keep playing. One way or another, you're going to have to stay in there. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, gonna be late yelling greens. Yeah, everybody gonna be getting back, and you're gonna be yelling green afterwards. It's gonna take some getting used to, but I think it is a good addition. I understand why 2K is trying to incorporate it. I don't think the community is gonna take kindly to it at first, but people will get used to it. It's a small change, but it really brings back some of the drama that the green lights sometimes lack, and also encourages everyone to continue to play through the possession rather than giving up and getting back in transition early. Hella interesting stuff. Yeah, box out, facts. Game gonna be bad. Not yet. We don't know yet. It sounds good. Everything sounds good. Yeah, facts, Dev. Trying to eliminate the cherry pick. Facts, Rome. Yep. Defensive gameplay. And I gotta tell you, man, when I read this, no, defense remains a huge priority for the gameplay team. All right, so I think I'm going to read it off because I know I tripped out second I read some in regards to defensive gameplay. But as always, defense remains a huge priority for the gameplay team. How many of y'all like yelling in your seats right now watching this live stream? How many of y'all, shout out to the 200 in the chat. Appreciate y'all. I feel that's actually a good change. It's more realistic. I kind of feel that way too, Dirt. I feel the same way. But as always, defense remains. I can't even read that with a straight face, man. I can't. I can't, y'all. I can't read that with a straight face, y'all. Like, can you read? I can't read that with a straight face. Let me get back to it, man. I'm messing around. Let me get back to it. Defense remains a huge priority for the gameplay team. We know all the offensive upgrades in the world don't make for a fun game if there are no counters to stop them. So let's talk about some of the great enhancements on the other end of the floor. Shot defense, and this is where you know, because 2K. I'll get back to playmaking, Anthony. I'll get back. My fault. I'll get back to playmaking. If I skipped it, I'll get back for sure. I appreciate you letting me know. Yeah, there's another chat, ASAP. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Were you reading these comments? Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So let me see if I could pull up. Let me see if I could. Nah, I don't want the chat to overlay there. Hold on a second. Let me see if I could pull up the chat so that way you guys could see your own comments. Let me see if I could create a chat. On this specific scene, I don't have the chat enabled. So I'm going to see if I could pull it up real quick just so we have an overlay on their chat box. Okay, add source. Add source. Let me see where it's at. Let me see if oh no, I didn't want to do that. Let me get the chat box. Where's my chat box? Okay. I don't see nothing happening with it. Let me see if it comes up. I don't know if it's going to come up, but let me know if you start seeing chat overlays on. There we go. It's coming up. All right, there we go. So I'll leave that chat open right there. There we go, just so we have it. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, I must have been bugging. Like, who is he talking to? But yeah. So let's go on to the defense, and I'll get back into the playmaking. They patch defense to the dirt. Facts. We want to make you more of a defensive presence so we can patch you. Like always, the game has always been offensive oriented since I could remember. There were times where defense would come out good, like NBA 2K19. The lockdowns were tremendously good. NBA 2K20 was balanced, great defense. Interior defense always suffered, but they just never seemed to get it right. Like defense in a whole, get it right. But anyway, let's see what they had to say. We know all the offensive upgrades in the world don't make for a fun game, and there's no counters to stop them, if there's no counters to stop them. Shot defense received a nice overhaul for NBA 2K23. Now, when you hear nice overall, and again, I'm trying to speak 2K. I'm trying to speak Mike Wang. I'm trying to speak Ronnie 2K language. When you read the words nice overhaul in a courtside report, that means we didn't even touch this. So whenever I hear, like whenever you're going through one of the reports and you see me or you're here listening and you see me read nice overhaul, that just means in 2K language, we didn't do anything to affect or change this. Just so you guys know. Up until last year, we used a simple shot defense calculation that looked at two specific points: the location of the defender when the shot started. This is how defense was in NBA 2K22. So they looked at the two specific points: the location of the defender when the shot started and the proximity to the ball at release. They go on to say it worked well, but also had its shortcomings. If the defender's hand or arm moves slightly into a bad position right at the point of our shot release calculation, you could get a bad coverage score even though it looked like a very good contest. That's what they have to say about that. This year, we've created a system that evaluates the defensive player's contesting hand throughout a window of shooting motion. This larger sample set provides way more accurate results and helps line up the coverage numbers to what players expect based on what they see happening on screen. So, we'll see how it plays out. I don't want to discredit 2K, but we'll see how it plays out. The homie, who's that? No more quick drops every game. Facts. Interior defense was trash. Facts. There's somebody who said about, are there any new classic teams? I haven't heard about that, Richard. I'm not sure. Big Dog, I'm happy. I'm content right now, Big Dog. Big Dog asks, are you hyped for 2K23? I'm content right now. I think we still need way more information, but there are a ton of new changes. They did mention something about the three-pointer. And let me see. It's called flybys. Let me see if we got it here. All right, that's in shot blocking. Yeah, they got flybys and shot blocking. We'll get over that in just a second. And then we'll go to playmaking. For the floor game, onboard defense movement and body ups received a major refresh. Again, y'all. Major refresh. Nice overhaul. These are this is the language of 2K saying we didn't have enough time to get to it. So I'll reread it. I'll reread it to you guys. What it's actually saying here in this Courtside report says, for the floor game, onboard defense movement and body ups received the hold on, I didn't have enough time to get to it, with new content that more accurately depicts today's one-on-one player interactions. That's really what it read out there. Hold on, we didn't get a chance to get to it because we had to create a current gen version of the game. We had to work PC in there. We had to create the next gen version of the copy and paste. This is what they're trying to tell you. You also notice a new indicator on the ball handler when in guarding position. This is the new defensive shading mechanic. This is what I spoke about earlier. I don't know if you guys understand that. Do you want me to review that again? If you're new coming into the stream, I couldn't review that again. But what they're saying here is that the person who has the ball in their hand is gonna have indicators, and say the defensive player plays them toward the right, then that indicator is gonna tell them that that person is gonna be red toward the right. They're gonna have 3 bars, and there's gonna be one on the left, one on the right, and one in the middle. If the defender is on the right side, then that right side will turn red, kind of indicating that the defender is on the right side, even though you can't see him on the right side. Like, they act like you can't see him on the right side. But anyway, if you end up going toward the right, then the defender has a better chance of causing a body up animation or causing you to fumble or pick up the ball. That's what they're trying to say. Again, this is old. 2K has already tried to incorporate this and failed tremendously. We do have next-gen consoles, so this may have been reworked for next-gen consoles, and it may indeed come to fruition on NBA 2K23. We don't yet know, but they have tried this. They're trying to label it as something new. It is not new, but they're calling it a major refresh. Great defenders can anticipate where the ball handler is attacking and will now be more clearly rewarded for it. The shading system works for both onboard defenders guarding the perimeter as well as the post, and does a good job communicating to both the offense and defense why collisions resolve the way they do. So, in other words, if you see it red, they come toward the red. So If they're coming toward the red, then they should be fumbling the ball, getting a body up animation, or something along those lines. So 2K is saying a lot here that they're going to have to live up with, because these indicators, these visual indicators, in other words, let's say you're a defender, you're a lockdown, right? Let's put this into action. You're a lockdown. You learned all the dribble animation, so you understand where the ball handler is going to speed boost to, so you play that direction. If you played that direction and you see the visual cue is red, but you don't yet get the body up animation, you don't force a pickup, or you don't get a clamp up type of animation like a stop animation, you're going to be really frustrated as a defender, especially when you have the visual indicators saying that it's red and those things are supposed to happen. Because they say if the ball handler attempts to attack a red lane, they'll get cut off, lose their dribble, or fumble the ball. They didn't say there's a chance that they'll get cut off. There's a chance that they'll lose their dribble. There's a chance that they'll fumble the ball. They said if the ball handler attempts to attack a red lane, they will get cut off. They will lose their dribble, and they will fumble the ball. So if this does so happen to work out, then it'll be a great thing for defense. How likely is that to happen? We don't yet know. I want to see it happen. I want to be a better defender out there. Hopefully you guys feel the same. These indicators are nonsense. What would be better is 2K implemented dominant versus weak hand ball handling, because almost every ball handler is weaker using their weak hand versus strong hand. That's big facts, Derek. I would like to see something like that as well, just like going to the rack. Going to the rack, they understand what strong hand versus weak hand. They get that concept when going to the rack trying to finish, but they don't get that with dribbling. So I totally understand where you're getting at with that. You should have more of an opportunity to pluck the ball loose if a ball handler puts the ball in his weaker hand. But it is what it is. Shot blocking has been refined quite a bit this year. Again, refined quite a bit this year means we saw it. We knew you guys didn't like it, but we'll just tell you about something else new. And then hopefully you guys will misread this whole paragraph that I'm about to read to y'all. So that's what that means. Again, shot blocking has been... We hope you guys don't really read this paragraph, but we'll try and introduce something new so that way you could kind of get excited about that. So that's what that actually meant right there. With NBA 2K22, we made a huge effort to improve block targeting and give players the ability to deter any shot that comes into the paint. Did you? That was the sentence that made me almost break something. When I read that, that was what... Did it make y'all break some when y'all read that? Shot blocking has been refined quite a bit this year as well. With NBA 2K22, we made a huge effort to improve block targeting and give players the ability to deter any shot that comes into the paint. Somebody get Mike Wang in here. Somebody I don't know, tweet Mike Wang something. Tell him, get in here right now because I need to slap somebody. Somebody holler at him. I'm slapping Mike Wang today. Something needs to happen. We made a huge effort to improve block targeting and give players the ability to deter any shot that comes into the paint. That was what they said for NBA 2K22. What up, ho? What's good, man? For NBA 2K23, blocks have been tuned to a more realistic level, leading to much more predictable outcomes with the right players making the appropriate stops when timing their block attempts well. Yada, 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 yada. That's what that means. Cap. Yada, yada, yada. That's where you could have read that whole thing. Yada, 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 yada. No more small guards pulling off LeBron James level chase down blocks like last year. That's a good thing. Hopefully they tone down those. Hopefully they tone that stuff down. It says here, hold on, I think I lost my spot. All right. You also notice a distinct improvement in ball security for good dunkers. I thought that was great to read. It says a distinct improvement in ball security for good dunkers. I think a lot of people. It looks like slashing is back. It looks like slashing is back. Hey, what up, Danny? What's good, Creo? Yo, City, we've been here in the gym. Yeah, man, I've been in the gym heavy, man. Appreciate that, John Wayne. Thank you, man. All right, so let's get back. Let's get back to it. In the past, it was always risky trying to pull off. Let's read this because this is interesting. In the past, it was always risky trying to pull off tomahawks and back scratchers with defenders even remotely nearby. And man, that was a nightmare. Damn near everything got blocked in reference to like tomahawks, and because the tomahawk dunks were goated for NBA 2K20. They were just great animations, and you knew like you really felt like you had control. In previous versions of 2K, you felt the control when you're finishing. I felt dominant when I would drive into the paint. I was at the mercy of quick drops on NBA 2K22. But in previous versions, I would lean my defender in one direction so I could right hand tomahawk. So if I lean him to the left, I'll right hand. I'll use the straight tomahawks. I'll right hand a straight tomahawk, or I'll lean him toward the right and then I'll left hand straight tomahawk. Do you get what I'm saying? So I would do that so often, and you felt like you had so much control, almost unstoppable, especially in NBA 2K20 with the hop steps. But it is what it is. It says here, we made some changes to encourage good dunkers to use a greater repertoire of dunk packages. Feel the reward of highlight reel dunks with significant takeover boosts in the right situations, without fear of always getting the ball knocked out on the way up. So it looks like we're going to be able to... Slashers are going to have their day on 2K23. So finishing is back. It looks like body ups and contact dunks are back. The shot blocking system, this is where the flybys. And have you guys experienced in NBA 2K22? Have you all experienced where you're late on a closeout, so you try to jump? Somebody's in the corner taking a three. You're late on the closeout. You try to jump, and then you get a foul. And that happened quite often. So people just stop jumping. So now they're introducing flybys. The shot blocking system also now contains flyby blocks. When closing out late on the perimeter shooters, the flybys will do a better job trying to get a hand up while preventing defenders from slamming into the shooter and sending them to the line. So that was interesting. I'm glad they noticed that. Hopefully they do a good job with that portion of it, because nobody likes to... you don't have... It ain't like you have control. I know nobody intends to jump on a late closeout and crash into the shooter. So if we had more control on that, like the animation, we will be able to adjust, but we don't have control, so that's in 2K's hands. So I'm glad that they're addressing that. Hop step dunks for 2K20 were definitely unstoppable. Steals and ball strips. See how everything is new? Do you see? Ball strips are new and improved this year with tons of new content and better coverage. So if you're a smaller defender, quick hands can be just as effective in slowing down slashers and bigs in the paint as good as a good shot blocker. Man, it's so frustrating. Who's with me on this stuff, y'all? Who in the chat understands when I read why I'm frustrated when I read something like that? You want to know why? Because this is what 2K used to be. Thank you, Noobaloo. Thank you. Hey, Big Juju, what up, man? But we already had this. And this was for years we had this. Everybody was spam when somebody would try to drive. Everybody was spam. That's what you do. That was a known thing for years. For years, all we would do was somebody driving spam. And I'm not talking about jumping. I'm talking about literally trying to spam and the ball will just pop loose on your drive. You right there, Dirty Jers? Yeah, man. It contradicts everything they say. Facts. So now you're going to be driving, although it looked for a second like slashers are going to have a field day out there. Now when you're driving, they're going to just spam in the paint and you're going to get stripped again the way it used to be. This is why hop steps were so goated. This is why hop steps were even introduced probably. Because everybody was spamming, so people would just hop step around the spammers in NBA 2K20, and that was it. It was a GG for them. Yeah, they do seem like they could work, John Wayne. I'm not trying to be a pessimist here. I'm really not. But it's just when you learn this 2K language, it's like, oh man, 2K, we already had that. And we knew the outcome. Oh, City, I had an idea last stream, but it ended before I could bring it up. Yeah, drop your idea, man. Drop your idea. So, hey, hon. When the ball does get knocked loose, and there's something else that I thought was interesting as well. Um, it says we've also added fail strip contact layups to make sure defenders' steal inputs are respected instead of getting ignored. Okay. When the ball does get knocked loose by a block or a steal, you'll see greatly improved sideline awareness during scramble plays. Oftentimes, when the ball gets knocked loose, you got people like standing around and don't like get a good enough effort. Although you push, like you're trying to push your stick toward the ball, you don't get the right animation to help you pick up the rock. So they're saying that that's improved pickups near the out of bounds lines are much more reliable, as are diving ball saves that throw the ball back into play. I would love to see that happen. I've seen some amazing 50-50 ball saves that will make Dennis Rodman and Alex Caruso proud. Let's get back up to playmaking because I think I skipped it. Here we go. Playmaking, y'all. Bring back snatchbacks. Man, we forget how much fun we had with that. Remember NBA Street 2 back in the day? Where you didn't really make your archetype, but the game kind of decided it for you based on how you play. That would be interesting, Deshaun. I kind of touched base on that too. I swear Mike Wang was coming out of hiding soon. Facts, pesos. Let's get back into this playmaking. 205 in the chat. Appreciate y'all being here. All right. Let me see where I left off here. I got that. Let me just reread this because I know we got a bunch more new viewers in the chat. Dribbling in NBA 2K has taken on a life of its own and has become a sort of game within a game. Ball handlers are going to enjoy comboing up in NBA 2K23 as the new gesture combos give you even more options for your arsenal. If you don't know what gesture combos are, you're just tuning in. You're going to have a thing called double throw gestures. What a double throw gesture is flicking the right stick, say you're flicking the right stick toward the right. If you flick it toward the right, you need to let it come back to the center and then flick it back toward the right. That's going to be considered a double throw gesture. And then you have switchback gestures. A switchback gesture is going to be flicking the right stick toward one direction. Let's say you flick it toward the right. You got to let it come back to the center, and then you flip it the opposite direction. That's going to be a switchback gesture. So that's what they're referring to here, as the new gesture combos give you even more options for your arsenal. Switchback gestures will now perform dedicated signature double cross and hezi cross combo moves that you can assign as part of your moving crossover signature package, which has grown from 15 options up until 28. Learning the speed of your stick throws and the timing of your signature animations is especially important now. So if you flick your stick and you're slow to flick it left for a switchback gesture, you might get a different animation or no animation at all. This is what they're trying to explain to you. If you try to do a double throw gesture, which is flicking in one direction, letting it come to the center, flicking it back in the same direction. If you do that too slow, you might not get an animation. So timing those stick throws, which is what they're referring to it as gesture animations, is going to be important this year. How that's going to translate for all of you guys that got stick drift on your controller, I don't know. How many of y'all got stick drift on your PlayStation controller? How you think these gesture controls are going to work for players who have stick drift? Your joint is already hitting right. Like your joint is already flicked. It's on perpetual right. Oh, man. Joint is funny, man. Joint is funny, man. You can change your player's normal signature size ups by rocking the pro stick back and forth rhythmically. Rapid double throws will give you aforementioned new combos, and flicking the pro stick back and forth repeatedly will give you a whole different set of animations called signature combos that look incredible. It's like, give me a break here. That don't make no sense. This is stuff that's already been incorporated into the game. Like, I don't, they're trying to create things that are like new. The homie said, I have stick drift and it annoys me at times. Just buy another controller. Facts. Another major dribbling change is the introduction of attack. I did read this. One of the things we wanted to improve with dribbling in NBA 2K, while the size up moves look cool, they weren't very useful. The new attacking size up provide a lot more side to side movement and yada yada yada. That's just, man, it's just so not such nonsense. I did go through that. I thought I didn't go through that, but we'll go back down. So we did shot blocking, we did steals, badges. Ooh, this, man, we saved the best for last. Amazing. I'm still using my first controller. No stick drift. That's dope, man. Since getting my new controllers, I haven't gotten stick drift, but I definitely haven't played Call of Duty. So that's interesting. One of the first things everyone does when they pick up a new version of 2K is experiment with building a new player. This year, the major goals for the player builder were refinement, polish, and balance. You still have complete control to build any type of player you want, but the new builder ensures that all builds, regardless of size or specialty, are fun and balanced. Yada, yada, yada. That's really what they're saying. Let me get to the important stuff. Another huge addition to the build system is that animation purchases will now be account bound or account based rather than specific to one save file. So I'll speak it in English because for some reason, 1 second 2K wants to talk English and then talk 2K, and then the next second they want to talk 2K when they should talk English. What they're saying to you is now when you make a purchase of animations, you could have it on every single player. Instead of making two different players and having purchase animations on both players, now they're account based rather than specific to one save file. In other words, if you purchase an animation, better. For current gen users, you're no longer limited by the pie chart build system from the last couple of years, as it's been replaced with the more robust player builder that next gen uses. So pie charts are officially gone. Gonna have to put in some work in 23 with the new jumper stuff. Big facts, Mr. Y2K. NBA 2K Labs is definitely gonna do a lot of work this year. Just wish the battery lasted longer. Yeah, that's why I leave my joint on. So I got the cradle, so I leave one controller charging while I play with another controller, and when it dies, I just put that back on there and use the other controller. That's an option. You might want to get that little cradle thing. All right, so this the new gen badge system. This is definitely interesting, man. A lot of you guys are gonna be happy about this stuff. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Let's get into these badges and talk about all these changes because this is probably the most prominent changes for 2K23. The most impactful change when it comes to building players is in the form of a new badge system for next gen. So current gen is going to have the same badges, next gen, the same badge system. It looks like next gen is going to have a new badge system. When looking at the telemetry from previous years, we've noticed that players often gravitated toward the same badges, which is facts. I think we all kind of stood with the set badges. We went on YouTube, probably came over here to All City Live TV to find out what's the best badges to put on your player. And I got a lot of my information from 2K Labs. Salute to 2K Labs and everything they do. But it goes without saying that universally players use very much the same badges because some of the other badges don't function as they should, or they're not nearly as useful as some badges. So it goes on to say, as a result, became a little overpowered for using the same badges by stacking certain badges together. This year, we're moving to a tiered badge system. There are 16 badges per attribute category. 8 badges in tier 1, 4 badges in tier 2, and 4 badges in tier 3. Tier 1 badges, which you'll have 8 to choose from, are the least powerful for your player. but also cost the least amount of badge points. Costs go up as you climb the tiers and acquire the more impactful badges. So it ain't like you're going to have all the badges at your disposal off rip. This is what they're trying to tell you. The basic idea is that you'll need to equip a certain number of badges in the lower tiers before you can equip badges in the highest tiers. Folks are going to be really upset about that, in my opinion. I don't know what y'all think, but I think folks are going to be really bothered by the badge system. The motive behind this change was to encourage players to make some tough choices when creating their badge recipes, make loadouts more valuable as a feature, and bring a better overall balance to the badge game in general. Along with tiers, we're also introducing core badges, which are 4 unique badge slots, one in each attribute category, that can be filled with badges that don't count toward your badge points. So you're going to have an additional 4 badges that don't count towards your badge points. Each badge will have a challenge requirement that, once met, will allow the badge to be placed into a core badge slot. Again, introducing something that we already have. We already have that in NBA 2K22. We also made several changes to the badges themselves, which are highlighted below. I'll play last gen when I had legend. Yeah, they're going to be big mad, right? All right, let's talk about the new badges. Talk about the badges that they got rid of. I know there's going to be like highly controversial. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. On paper, it makes players actually get good. I feel that all the way. I kind of feel that too, Deshaun. I think it's going to make players get good is if they have the patience and if 2K could withstand the rain that they're going to get. The rain and the crying that they're going to get from players. Because players do not like to experience like struggles in the beginning of the year. But if they withstand it, we could have a better outcome of gameplay. But anyway, finishing. New badges and changes to badges and badges that were removed. Slithery makes it easier to gather through traffic, avoiding collisions and strips. So it looks like because they added in strips, they talk about Slithery as some adjustment. So they added that into it. Masher increases ability to finish inside layups over defenders. Aerial Wizard. And if you guys can, when you see a badge, let me know in the comment section so I want to see how in tune y'all are. If you see a badge that's new, that they're labeling new, and you know it to be a badge, that's renamed, like Wayne just said, let me know in the comment section what you think about it. Because I saw a lot of renamed badges that they're introducing as new. Aerial Wizard, ability to successfully complete alley-oops and putbacks. There's definitely going to be crying, Deshaun, yeah. Aerial Wizard, what badge is Aerial Wizard? So they combined 2 badges together and they made Aerial Wizard. So it looks like they're trying to consolidate and see what they get from that. Bully, like Giannis and LeBron, able to finish strong by bulldozing through traffic. So that's the bully badge. I think a lot of people are going to like the idea of the bully badge. Able to finish strong by bulldozing through traffic. So that might work with layups and dunks. I'm making a shooting a combo. Masher's Giant Slayer. Yep. Put back dunks and lob finisher. Yep. Yeah. 2K is sounding good, right, Alex? Yeah, facts. Appreciate y'all. Yep. That's exactly right. Put back boss and Lob City finisher list. They're getting rid of the hook specialist. I think everybody could agree that needed to get out the game. Nobody was doing hooks this year. It's good to see a hook specialist is out. Shooting badges. Hella important here. Agent 3. The nerve of them using Agent. Did you guys see Agent's last video? Agent 3, ability to hit difficult 3-point shots. And I think they're trying to troll Agent. I'm going to front. I think they're trying to troll him. And he should mess around. I'm sure he got that name. He should mess around and check them on that. It'd be crazy to get some sort of lawsuit on that. But anyway, not a lawsuit, but get something for that. Agent 3, ability to hit difficult 3-point shots off the dribble. That's replacing Circus 3s. Yeah, that ain't nothing new. That's Circus 3s right there. A MIDI magician, improved ability to knock down mid-range jumpers off the bounce or out of the post like MJ. I like that idea. I would love to see the mid-range game back. How many of y'all would like to see mid-range make like a really good comeback? Agent 3 is Circus 3s. Chef was more like the Limitless. Chef was more like that. That was replaced by Limitless Range. Chef and Limitless Spot Up is replaced by Limitless Range. But ability to hit difficult 3-point shots off the dribble is Circus 3s. And they haven't mentioned anything about Circus 3s being removed. So maybe it is something to do with Chef too. Maybe it can be. Fade Ace. There we go. Difficult shots. There we go. Yeah, see what they're doing. So I think a lot of y'all are now starting to speak that 2K language. Or at least a lot of the people are coming out their shell and saying, yo, 2K is trying to finesse us. Like, what the hell is going on? Claymore. Oh, let's go. Amp. Amp reduces the shooting attribute penalties when fatigued and when moving excessively prior to shooting. Now, I was personally a little... No. Amp is not Deadeye. No. Amp is not Deadeye. Because it reduces shooting attribute penalties when fatigued. So there's like tireless shooter back in the day, a tireless scorer. You know, that's the badge that we used to have. I don't know if there was something in 2K22 for that, but we used to have this and they used to be goated. Ticino made good use of these badges. Tyler scorer, Tyler shooter. Yeah, so but what I'm kind of upset about when I read Amped is that in the beginning of this Courtside report, they made reference to the idea of excessively dribbling and how you will suffer tremendous penalties if you excessively dribble. But then you get a badge like Amped and you go put that on Hall of Fame, and you're going to be able to, you'll reduce the shooting attribute penalties when fatigued and when moving excessively prior to shooting. And if we all know Tyler scorer and Tyler shooter from back in the day, we know what Ticino used to do with that. It didn't matter if he was blinking red. Just didn't matter. So you're a crazy shot creator. You mix Agent 3 with Amped, you could be blinking red and you're good money. Let's move on to Claymore. Claymore, I thought I like this badge. I really like this badge. And it kind of helps people, it helps put things in order where folks that are sitting in the corners, they don't necessarily like to sit in the corners. Maybe now if they shoot open shots in the corner, they'll be more inclined to have a badge like Claymore that helps them guarantee their shots for spotting up for a longer period of time. Increases a spot-up shooter's ability to knock down, catch, and shoot jumpers the longer they remain stationary prior to shooting. I thought that was a great badge. I think this is what set shooter was supposed to be, but they finally got it right. Removed set shooter, decided to introduce a new badge called Claymore. So I think, now set shooter, the problem with set shooter is that you have to have the ball in your hand for 2 seconds and then shoot, literally 2 seconds, not 1.9 seconds. It had to be 2 seconds or more and then shoot, and then you receive the benefits of set shooter. 2K had that wrong this whole time. Now they understand what set shooter was supposed to be. They introduced Claymore and get rid of set shooter. Comeback Kid, improved ability to shoot perimeter jumpers when trailing in a game. Clutch shooter. Is clutch shooter going to be in the game? I don't know, but that sounds like clutch shooter to me when trailing in a game. And that's going to be all determined by the amount of points that you're trailing, similar to clutch shooter. Hand down, man down. Makes an outside shooter even deadlier if opponents fail to get a hand in the face. Hand down, man down, mixed with Claymore, mixed with Agent 3, mixed with Amped. You're going crazy out there, in my opinion. Space Creator, formerly a playmaking badge. It looks like it's going to be a shot creator type of year, y'all. It looks like shot creators are going to have a good year. because they're introducing the MIDI Magician badge. They're trying to, it looks like they made some adjustments there. Space Creator, formerly a playmaking badge, and now boosts the ability to hit step back jumpers and hop steps and hop shots, and also will cause defenders to stumble more often. Not much different. It's not much different, but you know, it's gonna allow you the ability to shoot better. It'll boost your shot. Limitless range, an old favorite, returns, making shooters more effective with any shot attempt from deep three-point range. So now we no longer have the confusion of having the chef badge. And I was getting questions all year. How do you activate chef? I had to make a ton of videos, a ton of TikToks, a ton of live streams. How do you activate chef? How do you activate limitless range? There was one specific way to activate each of the badges in the beginning of the year, and they were so dramatically different. 2K had to find a way to kind of incorporate both badges and made it so that both badges would pretty much function the same by the end of the year, aside from limitless only being for spot ups, in the sense that you, if you wanted to move and then shoot, you had to wait a second and you take a spot up shot after waiting a second, then you could activate limitless spot up as well. If you just shot quickly, chef will pop up. So you had to equip both of them. 2K got rid of those badges, and now you got the limitless range badge. Back to the old ways of 2K. It looks like we're getting NBA 2K17 and NBA 2K23. So that's what it looks like. They're just trying to reintroduce some new stuff that's been in the game. Remove badges. Chef? Oh man, how many of y'all heartbroken over this? Are y'all heartbroken? Do I got this right? Removed badges right here. Chef, High Zone Hunter, goated. Lucky 7, goated. Mismatch Expert, goated. Sniper, goated. Limitless Spot Up was a goated badge, but not many people made use of it. They really changed some stuff up. Is this for the good? Is this for the bad? Post scorers are back. I'm telling you, homie. Shot creating slasher with Space Creator. Yep. It looks like slashers and shot creating slasher. It looks like that's gonna be a good build. At least that's what this is saying. Chef, Hazel Hunter, Lucky 7, Mismatch Expert, Set Shooter, Sniper, and Limitless Spot Up gone. No more. I don't know what y'all feel about that, but that's changing the game tremendously. Tremendously. These were go-to badges. Hazel Hunter, go-to badge. Lucky 7, just to have it on bronze, was a go-to badge. Mismatch Expert, I think every single guard had Mismatch Expert on. Set Shooter, you could have been got rid of that. Sniper, every single player was their first shooting badge they had. How many of y'all players out there was Sniper made in NBA 2K22? Y'all gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. This is one of the best shooting years I had, and I still didn't shoot good. But I was hella happy. No, Sniper is tough. You happy they got real? Yeah, facts. They got rid of real player percentage in online game modes. But yeah, let's get into playmaking. Damn, I gotta refresh this chat. I'm gonna get into playmaking right now. Heartbreaking to see them badges go. I'm curious to see what 2K does without those badges. Hopefully everything gets balanced out really well, because that's all I really care about is good balance. Killer combos improves a dribbler's effectiveness with size up dribble moves. Basically a combination of last year's quick chain and tight handles badge. So that's good to hear. I like the idea of them combining those two badges. So it looks like 2K is steadily trying to consolidate. Everyone was Sniper made. Yeah, Bullet Passer gone was a heartbreaker. Clamp Breaker. Again, undermining the defense as if the offense doesn't have an arsenal to go against the defense already. So they introduce Clamp Breaker. We just read a little while ago that the defense will now have an indicator to tell them when they're doing a good job playing defense. as will the ball handler have an indicator to tell them which direction not to go. So they introduced Clamp Breaker. Helps ball handlers with more one-on-one body bump confrontations. It's the counter to the Clamps badge. The nerve of you, 2K. The nerve of you. You believe Weiss will still go in? And we'll separate the weak. Facts. One of the best badges, one of the badges I was most happy about, which some of y'all won't agree with. One of the badges that I was most happy about, and I think this went against all logic for basketball in general, something that you learn from when you're a youngin' on your first basketball team. Your coach always yelling to you. I mean, you would run, I don't know if you guys know suicide drills, but you will run those drills if you didn't get back on defense. So when the ball goes up, they grab the rebound. The other team grabs the rebound. Everybody get back. That's what your coach is constantly yelling to you. Get back on defense. What does Mike Wang say for NBA 2K games? And I quote him on this. One of the ways to get steals is wait for the rebounder to come down with the ball and spam him. This is straight out of Mike Wang's mouth. This is what we've had in the game for years. Spam the big man who comes down with the board, which is instantly insane and goes against everything we know about basketball. Hold on, I gotta ban this person. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because they never incorporated the idea of big men. We put the ball above our head, elbows out when you grab the board. You get what I'm saying? Elbows out. You hold it either high. If you're at the center, elbows out, boom, boom, and then make the dish off. So 2K now introduces Vice Grip. Shout out to Vice in the stream. Appreciate you, bro. Vice Grip improves ball security immediately after securing a rebound, catch, or picking up the ball. Great badge for bigs. Super excited. Super excited about this badge. It's long overdue. Hopefully it works and functions well for big men out there, no longer getting stripped off a rebound. Hopefully we can elbow somebody in the head who's trying to, swipe at us instead of getting back on defense. I'm definitely going to get into bullet passer in just a second. But we'll keep this thing going. Mismatch Expert, formerly a shooting badge. This badge now helps smaller guards break down taller defenders when mismatched one-on-one. And it's a bit confusing for a lot of people. They've renamed so many badges. Why would you just take something that was such a goated badge in shooting and a go-to badge for shooters and put it into the playmaking category with the same name, but it has a completely different function? Mismatch Expert, formerly a shooting badge. This badge now helps smaller guards break down taller defenders when mismatched one-on-one. I like the concept, but I think they should have renamed it. The removed badges for playmaking. How many of y'all going to be sick to see Bullet Passer go? I loved what the Bullet Passer badge did. I never liked the idea that we needed a badge to pass the ball. So hopefully now your attribute rating will determine how good you are at passing. That's always been ideal for me. I don't think a badge was necessary to pass the ball. It never was in 2K. But they did get rid of it. Hopefully they reintroduced the idea that your passing attribute determines how well you pass the ball. Downhill, gone. Glue hands, gone. I think they got rid of glue hands because they finally fixed the mechanic, the catching mechanic. So we always had, we never had to worry about having a badge to catch the ball. So, and 2K did have problems in the past with catching animations, but they were able to fix it, like 19, 20. Those things were not something that was thought of. They ended up introducing glue hands because that catching mechanic, there was something off with it. So they just put a badge on it and it barely worked. It worked initially, but then it stopped being functionable. It started acting weird. Glue hands out the game. Ironically, Bullet Passer gone with it. So maybe Bullet Passer was the culprit behind folks catching the ball messed up animations. Stop and go, another golded badge that a lot of comp players went to with stop and go, and that's out the game as well. So what does that mean for your speed boosting or your transition type of animations? I'm not sure just yet, but that remains to be seen. I hope they remove bailout. I hate that badge with a passion. Well, bailout has become like a OG badge, so I was gonna stop being a guard if I had to chase Bill's guard side to side again. No downhill, good. Yeah, I've never messed with downhill. Never saw the necessity for downhill. Um, Defense and rebounding badges. A crucial badge for the last line of defense bigs improves ability to block and contest shots in the paint. That's anchor. Box out beast helps rebounders with box out battles on both offense and defense rebounding situations. They didn't say anything about the worm badge being removed or the box badge. I don't know if that's removed as well, but they do have box out beast. Workhorse. The Pat Beverly badge that boosts your ability to hustle down 50-50 balls and play hard-nosed defense without getting tired. So that's tireless defender and the hustle badge. Again, they don't have those badges under remove badges, but that's what that badge is. Hustler and tireless defender. Glove, named after legendary defender Gary Payton, helps you strip players as they gather for shots and poke the ball free from the ball handlers. Nice badge. Challenger improves the effectiveness of perimeter shot contests. So good stuff, man. Lockdowns are back. Slashers are back. Shot creators are back. At least that's what you would think from reading some of this stuff. It looks like those players are going to have a good year. We don't yet know how this stuff is going to add up, but I can tell you every single year, it's always in favor of the offense. Since I've been playing. What up, Mal? What up, man? Glove is pickpocket and ball stripper. Yep. Exactly right. But yet they don't have removed the badges. John Kill, what up, man? Well, that's going to be Box Out Beast. That's going to be Box Out Beast, Pina for president. It looks like Box Out Beast is going to mix the box badge and the worm badge because it says helps rebounders win box out battles on both offense and defense. So it looks like that's going to be a mixture of those two badges. But again, they don't have it under the remove badges list. We're almost through, man. I appreciate everyone who stuck it out here. Getting through this whole courtside report. You see how long it is. We're already an hour and 37 minutes in. Hey, thank you, No Cap. Appreciate you. I was telling kids that defense will be back this year just because of the simple fact that Boston, they started 5. Yeah, I could see. We could only hope that defense is back. We could only hope. But 2K has failed miserably time and time again in regards to defense. The last time I saw good defense, the last time I saw the best defense, and that wasn't interior defense, that was more so perimeter defense, was 2K19. 2K20 was more balanced out. Takeovers, team takeover redesign. Takeovers are special abilities you can equip on your My Player that you can activate after building up your takeover meters. Basically like getting hot in real life, with the primary and secondary takeovers remain the same. Team Takeover has been redesigned. In the last couple of versions, a player would activate Team Takeover for the entire team and make everybody hot after filling up the primary, secondary, and then Team Takeover meters in sequential order. For NBA 2K23, Team Takeover works as cooperative team system. with the entire team sharing a single meter. Nice. Okay. Each player on the team has an equal portion that they're responsible for filling up by performing well on the court and being good teammates. Once each player has filled up their portion of the meter, Team Takeover automatically fires off for the entire team. The new design makes a lot more sense and does a better job representing what it means to be hot as a team and to take over the game as a unit. What do y'all think about that? I mean, that was like the smartest thing that I think 2K could have done, and it's not that big a deal, but teams are finna be arguing more. Yeah, they sure are. Like, you ain't fill up your bar yet? But that's interesting. They're forcing team players. I was happy just reading that. That's the first time I read that. Yeah, that's a dope idea. That's a dope idea, yeah. This is why I'm getting annoyed with people that yell. I know those randoms going into rec are gonna be sick. I know they finna be sick. Yeah, I like that too. I like that. Big W in the chat. Yeah. All right, I'm not going through AI gameplay negative. I don't care about that. Defensive improvements. There's you got to woosah on this, y'all. Woosah on this because this is where 2K. I know a lot of y'all are curious about defense. 2K has suffered tremendously in regards to defense, especially interior defense. I think perimeter defense was fairly decent in NBA 2K22. They just need a light adjustment on perimeter defense, but interior defense needs a complete overhaul. So let's see what they have to say. Last year, we built and rewrote almost all our major defensive systems. Somebody get Mike Wang in here. I'll slap either Mike Wang or Ronnie 2K. Either one, just bring them in here. Line them both up. We'll Three Stooges them. Whatever. Man, put their head, like knock their heads together. Something. But I definitely don't like the idea of taking credit for something that's not there. Last year, we built and rewrote almost all our major defensive systems. You didn't build and rewrite Nathan. You left animations out. It was terrible. Interior defense was a nightmare. But I'll continue on. I digress. This year was all about refining them to deliver our best effort to date. Please remember that you're hearing this here. Please remember that, y'all, because we coming back to this courtside report on the release after the first month of 2K. We're coming back here. So remember I said that, the homies that are still here that follow us, because you know we're going to be dropping that content. Remember, we're coming back here. This year was all about refining them to deliver our best effort to date in regards to defensive improvements. Every phase of our defensive game has improved. From transition defense, where we can identify when the ball handler has been picked up, allowing the anchor to leave the paint and get to their man, to making the no threes setting work as intended. Rotations are sharper and more varied. Pick and roll defense is tighter and smarter. And this year, players can choose to turn off drive, pick and roll. We've also improved cutter help. This is in reference to AI stuff. This is in reference to AI. Also features performance-based defensive adjustments. Yeah, because that was the issues they had in AI. As a user, with our adaptive engine turned on, these adjustments will automatically be made for you. Yeah, there's AI. There's under the AI stuff. So it looks like the report is pretty much done. I thought this was going to be like its own. So they got AI gameplay, offense improvements, and defensive improvements. That's what that's about. So I was ranting for nothing. That wasn't in reference to online gameplay. Sorry about that, y'all. This year on, these are closing remarks, y'all. Wrapping up the courtside report. This year on both ends of the court, you'll see improved gameplay that should translate to more wins and more seamless actions. We can't wait for the community to experience this year's gameplay, explore the all new features, and discover a lot of hidden things we've snuck into the game. NBA 2K23 hits shelves September 9th, but you can reserve a copy today. Man, oh man, it also has a link to join their community Discord. Also, consider joining our Discord. Over 20,000 members, pulling up on 22,000 members within our Discord. If you guys are looking for players to set up and get ready, get that chemistry right for NBA 2K23, type exclamation point Discord in the chat. The link will come up. Everyone is welcome as long as you're on some non-toxic type of vibes. Don't come in there on no toxic type of stuff because you definitely will get banned. Our Discord is a safe place for gamers. So everyone who's on that type of time, come on into our Discord. Man, you guys have been absolutely awesome. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section because we could still address some different things. If you want me to go back to a specific area in this Courtside report, we could spend about a little bit of time in here before we close out the live stream. If you guys want me to address something that I've covered already, I'll be more than happy to go through it. So let me know in the comment section, or let me know your thoughts. We could just have some dialogue here. I'll go into the other joint there, so that way we could just chill and vibe out. What do y'all think about the Courtside report? Because man, when you speak 2K language, where's the trail mix? No trail mix. But when you speak 2K language, you start to learn, the finessing ways. And that's not to discredit their efforts from NBA 2K21 to 2K22 because it was a tremendous effort from events working better than they have in years. Because I remember when they first started introducing events, it was a nightmare. But they have come such a long way. Events were beautiful this year. They could be way better. Excuse me. They could be way better, but you could understand that they are taking strides forward. So hopefully in NBA 2K23, we see the same jump forward like we saw from 2K21 to 2K22. 2K21 was an arcadey type of game. Everybody was catching bodies no matter how good you were. I caught so many contact dunk animations. I got tired of clipping the animations half the year in. City with the trailer show no defensive IQ on the Zach LaVine fast break. Facts. Defense improvement is a lie. People will complain how tough it is to score, then 2K will dumb it down. That's usually the case. 2K caters to offense year in and year out. Constantly cater to offensive players. Offensive players have the loudest mouths and the best following. It's the largest amount of players. I don't want to see blow-bys in 2K. They have introduced things that help eliminate that idea of blow-bys, but we don't yet know how effective they're going to be. So, are we going to lean back towards blow-bys? You got to understand, 2K, they don't necessarily create a new game each year. Is that they have 20 years of gaming and they could just pick and pull from those 20 years. Let's take this animation from 2K15. Let's take this idea from 2K16. Let's pull this from 2K19 and then wrap that up, tie it up with a nice little bow, and give it to the public as something new for 2K23. And again, I'm not trying to discredit 2K. They deserve to have those options at their disposal because they have created the game annually for years now, so they deserve those options. But their budget is so large, their reach is like so far reaching, so far extending, that they have the ability to create awesomeness every single year. Complete awesomeness, mind-blowing awesomeness, but they somehow take a back end on that idea. In other words, we shouldn't have anything to complain about. We should be mind blown every single year, but we don't normally feel that way. But again, 2K22 was a great installment. I like what I experienced in NBA 2K22. It didn't keep my attention the whole year, but maybe it's just because I'm getting older and stuff like this. But I think it was a good installment. I don't know what y'all think about that. You can still dribble without getting fatigued. Yeah, this camera really shows your natural beauty. What up, Zidane? But yeah, man, so that pretty much wraps it up, y'all. If y'all don't have any more questions, I'll just wrap up the stream. I might consider, what time is it? Oh no, I'm not gonna do it. It's been too long a day. Too long a day. I was thinking of going live again with gameplay, but it's too long a day. Yeah, it's gotten long for sure. My hair's gotten long. But man, I wish you all thank you so much for helping make this a successful live stream. Thank you so much for all the support you offer the channel as well, because we definitely want to continue to grow with this 2K content. I'm going to do my best to create content each and every day going forward, especially leading up to the release of 2K23. I wish you all a safe and blessed rest of your night. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the next live stream or the next video.